Okay, so today I'm here with Isaiah Lefevre.
Hi.
He's from Wichita, Kansas, and he is 14 years old. He currently lives in Goddard, Kansas, and today we're going to be focusing on his adoption process. I do have a few questions for you. So, where were you originally born?
I think it was a village outside of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Okay, cool. Have you ever been there?
Well, other than
Other than when you were born?
Yeah.
Awesome. When did you move to the U.S.?
I think I was around like 6 months. I'm not really sure of all the things because I was pretty young, but yeah.
So Ethiopia is not in your working memory at all?
No.
Okay, and what is it like to have an Ethiopian background?
It's not as like weird because it's just I feel like I'm an average like African American. I think because I wasn't there for that long, so like I grew up mostly here, and so I'm not really sure how to explain it. It doesn't feel like I'm from there because I have like no working memory of it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, do you feel connected to your roots? Like, is there any like foods you enjoy from Ethiopian culture or anything from your heritage that kind of makes you feel like you're Ethiopian, or do you feel just like fully connected to being African American?
I've tried some foods. I didn't really like them, but I feel like I'm more connected to like being African American than just Ethiopian.
Yeah, would you ever want to go back and visit your village you were born in?
It would definitely be interesting. I'm not 100% sure, just because I don't know. It'd definitely be interesting though. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so how do you feel like your life is different growing up in a white family and going to a predominantly white school?
People definitely look at me differently. My parents have definitely done like a good job of raising me the right way and like warning me about certain things that I might have to deal with, especially living in Kansas. So like,
yeah, do you feel like there's a lot of other African American students at your school?
There's a few. I'd say maybe like there's probably like 6 or 7.
Oh wow. So that's not very much, because how many people?
Well, I have to think. There's probably more than that, but in my grade, there's probably like 4 or 5.
4 or 5. And do you know how big your graduating class is?
I think it's around. It's not that big. It's a pretty small like class. I think it's around 2. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Around like 200, you'd say?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's pretty big. So 4 or 5 out of 200 in your class, do you think? If you could guess. I mean,
I really don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that is an experience where maybe when you see them, you feel more drawn to them because there's so little of you. Does that?
Yeah, a little bit, definitely.
Yeah, like you feel more comfortable around them maybe to be yourself than if you're in a class with fully white people, like just only white people.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Do you feel like you have like good African American role models in your life, like in your personal life? Kind of, yeah. No.
Not like that I know and like know me.
Yeah,
like
like
I see like
mentors.
people on TV and like, oh yeah, I look up to them, but like in my life, not really.
Do you feel like that would help you maybe like in school or sports or just in your personal life if you had somebody that was African American to kind of mentor you, or that you could look up to and learn from their successes and mistakes? And
definitely, yeah. For sure.
That would be nice. Do you feel like you experience any stress or anxiety or depression because you feel maybe a little bit more isolated because you're African American?
Not really, because like we're outside of Wichita, and in Wichita there's definitely a lot more like black and like other people like that. So I'm not really. No.
Yeah, do you sometimes wish you did live closer to inside of the city instead of on the outskirts?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Do you think you would want to live in a place when you're older and have control where you live that does have more African American people?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What ways do you feel supported by your friends and family? Is there anything that people do in your life that make you feel better and more seen and more comfortable?
Boy. What was the question again?
What ways do people in your life make you feel supported, like your friends or your family? Is there anything that people do in your life that make you feel more comfortable or safe being around them?
I mean, there's definitely ways. I just don't really think about it. Like, ever since I've been here, like, I only remember really being here. So I already felt like I sort of fit in this home.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't fit in the home. Sometimes I don't fit in, like, places outside of the home. So, like, definitely.
What are those places like? Do you have any experiences you can remember where you felt like you didn't fit in or belong?
It's a hard one. Sometimes my church is definitely a lot different. I'm into a few black people and like that, but like I still don't. I don't know.
You don't connect with them as much?
Yeah, and then.
Where do you go to church?
West Ridge Community Church. It's in the Mays area, but that, and then like probably that's really it, honestly.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's any experiences you've had that have made you feel like you don't belong, like specific experiences that you can recall? Maybe anything that's happened at school or when you were younger, maybe in sports?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say the church thing made me not feel like I belonged. It just didn't like, I'm not sure, it didn't like, they didn't make me feel like they weren't trying to. It's like sort of a thing I just like felt.
Yeah.
Almost. They definitely weren't trying to.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced any acts of racism?
Yeah.
So there are experiences that
Yeah.
have made you feel like you don't belong.
At school a lot, and how I see it sometimes they're joking around, like sometimes like you can just joke around, and I only really like joke around, like I only take it from like my friends sometimes that are like I've known for a while, and like it's normally just seen as joking around, but most of the time when it's just like random people, I don't let it like slide on. I tell them like shut up or something.
Yeah. So you feel like with people you're closer with, you have less of an opportunity to stand up for yourself because you would have to sacrifice a part of your relationship. Like maybe you feel like it would make them uncomfortable if you stood up for yourself. Or
I wouldn't say that. It's just I've kind of like I have a friend, like we've known each other since like kindergarten, and we kind of like joke about, he's Mexican, so we kind of like just go back and forth and like joke. It's not something like that's that big. We don't do it often. It's not like it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. It's just something to like joke about.
Like it doesn't make you feel
Especially,
uncomfortable
yeah.
or yeah.
Especially because we're 14. Like we're definitely less mature. Like I'm sure when we grow up, that'll probably just fizzle out and it won't be as funny. But like,
yeah, I appreciate that you're honest and like self-aware to realize that like maybe it's not a good or bad thing, but you still do it and you're willing to be open about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything in particular besides racist experiences that make your life difficult being African American? I do know, I can think of a specific time. I remember you telling me the Walmart that's close to you doesn't supply the hair products that you need, and so you'll have to go to one that's further away to get what you need. Do you have any other experiences you can think of that are similar to that make your life more difficult being African American?
Not really. That was like the only thing. Like I know my like hair's definitely different, and maybe they just weren't thinking about it. But I don't know. That's really it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's harder to get things that you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
If just because you're not white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is difficult. And what is your favorite thing about being African American?
I wouldn't say there's really a favorite thing. I guess like just being different. Like it's definitely different. It's like cool to almost like have different hair. Just like I don't know. I wouldn't call it cool. It's just like interesting. Like I don't know.
Like you have a different culture than the people you're around.
A little bit, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do you like your culture? Like, are you proud to be African American?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And I don't know why some people view it as like a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why, but
yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for taking time to interview with me today.